Hey you guys, I am so sorry I haven't filmed in like ages now. I feel like it's been like a few weeks, but I am back home and I have so much to tell you guys. I feel like I'm writing this or I'm coming down from the summer high, and yeah, I think I'm gonna go over it. I think we're kind of done with the intro series, which is like me breaking down some of my interests, my hobbies, my endeavors, my career. I'd rather go over summer just because I still feel like I'm in it. And yeah, I just came back with a bunch of great memories. So I should explain, it took me a while to come back and film again, and that's because I went to Hawaii. Then right after I got super sick, and then after that I was just kind of planning to come home, and then I'm in the last draft of my book before I send it to an editor, so I got super busy, but nonetheless I'm still really interested in filming and yapping and talking about whatever. So let's get into it. This summer I spent so much time with family. My cousins from my mom's side, we just they all kind of live in the same area. It's just, we made, I don't know, like so many stupid memories. Like we went to the fair, we went to the beach, we went to Myrtle Beach, we went swimming, we went to theme parks. Oh my goodness. And then just every week this summer, I feel like I went to the theater. I watched a movie. As I mentioned before, I love meeting new people and I love being, a little bit more on the social side. Of course, I wouldn't say I'm highly extroverted. I think I have some introverted tendencies. So yeah, I ended up meeting so many different people, making friends, and introducing new personalities into my social circle, and it was super cool. I don't know, it was just new perspectives and it was refreshing. So anyway, I feel like my mind is just focusing on Hawaii, so I guess I'll get into it. I stayed in Waikiki, and for only 4 days, I think, maybe 5. But anyway, I can't remember me staying in the hotel longer than needed, than absolutely necessary. I mean, I was there to sleep and do the basics and get dressed. To be honest, you would just catch me at the beach the majority of the time. I think I've always been obsessed with staying around water, and I've always loved the beach. I find it very calming. You get that basic question, mountains or beach. I will always pick beach. And I'm super fascinated by marine life. And I think I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I do tell my friends and family that, later in life, I think way later in life, when I'm settled in my career and, things are steady in my life, I would wanna research marine biology or study marine biology. I find it pretty interesting. But anyway, in Hawaii, I was at the beach most of the time. However, I was lucky enough to find a few available excursions because this plan was made almost last minute. I went snorkeling, saw some turtles, saw some dolphins. I think I'll add a little video in between just to show you. Unfortunately, I couldn't take my phone in the water. I didn't prepare that much. Although I'd seen some people who had those clear cases or where it's a package or whatever, and you put your phone in there and you can film underwater. I wish I had done that, but I found some stuff online that is similar to my experience. I'll put that up there, as well as my videos too. But anyway, yeah. Oh my goodness, my mind is rushing with so many memories, and I don't know where to begin. But I guess I'll start chronologically. So first things first, I made a whole fucking itinerary. I went all in. I wanted to, really be immersed in this experience and truly play the role of someone who is on vacation, stress-free. So anyway, I made an itinerary, and then I also made an itinerary for my outfits. I don't know, it's just something I do. I get really specific with it, and I want to make sure like I'm stress free in the vacation. I'm not just like, you know, picking out an outfit the day of and taking time. Like I just want to get ready fast and, you know, get out the door. So yeah, it took us, it was a long, it was a long flight. In total it was like, I think like 13. Also, I just realized this is a get ready with me, and you're gonna get ready with me. It's not easy. You get off the plane, you're kind of tired and you want to readjust, and I've heard like, you know, your sleeping schedule is off. But yeah, we get there, we land, and because I saw the water outside from the window, I just felt an immediate burst of energy. And this is something I've always wanted to go to Hawaii since I was young, and even like recently I just started making plans like, okay, this year I'm gonna do it. I need a break. I need like, you know, maybe a week out there and just enjoy myself. I did go with my little cousin, and what's great is that we share a very like intuitive dynamic. So she does her thing, I do mine, and neither of us are like insulted at the fact, you know? And then we just come together at night, get dinner, and go have fun. And, you know, so I was able to do what I had imagined. So we get to our hotel, check in, and then start the day off with this beautiful view from our balcony. And it was just so mesmerizing. The water was like perfect shades of blue. I think you just want to stand there and look at it. However, it is so sunny. It's so bright. Speaking of which, I tanned like crazy, even though I don't even think it shows on camera. And maybe because like, maybe my face didn't tan as much, but certainly like my back did, my arms did, my legs did. Oh God, and they were peeling when I got home, but it was so worth it. And what's so great, I mean, it's hard to get used to at first, but the water's kind of cold there in the daytime at least, and at least like when I went, you know. That being said, like you're sitting in the sun, you know, you're kind of like sunbathing, you'd want to get refreshed and just dive into some cold water, and it was just great. Like it was perfect. It was a perfect balance. And at night the water gets warm, and I've heard of course that, you know, sharks feed at night, so just be careful, you know, don't go in the water, don't do night swimming. I did do night swimming, but you know, just be careful, I guess. Yeah, so our first day we took it real easy. We just kind of looked around. It's not like we were really there with the mindset of discovering locations that were hidden from tourists. You know, we didn't have much time, and we just wanted to enjoy what we had like within our vicinity, within our reach, really. So, you know, I mean, the first night we just walked on this street that had a bunch of shops, and there was an open mall, and a bunch of restaurants. So like your basic ass tourists, we went to Cheesecake the first night, and we were hungry. Like we didn't know what to do. We're kind of, I mean, to be honest, like let's be so for real here, we were tired. So yeah, we did Cheesecake the first night. I made some friends along the way, so at night Zara got kind of tired, and then I went out with them, just kind of hung out at the beach and walked around, so it wasn't anything crazy. And then the second day, we went snorkeling, and that was one hell of a fucking ride. Like, it was so much more vibrant than I had expected, just because, like, you know, this is my first time snorkeling. I'm not too familiar, and I'm obsessed with the ocean, and I didn't feel fear. I just felt like anticipation to see wildlife. And we went primarily to see turtles and maybe some dolphins along the way, but turtles mainly. So we did, and you know, the instructors were great. They were super helpful and great listeners. And we had a few questions, and they were just there with full attention the whole time, and taught us how to swim with those slippers and the snorkel and stuff, and that was really nice. It was really cool, and they were there the entire time, and we were with a big group, so you know, of course that kind of reduces the fear factor. But anyway, it was so beautiful. Right when I was about to go in, the instructor asked, like, do you want me to, like, you want to see some fish immediately? And I said, yeah, like, why would I deny the experience? So he threw some fish food, and it was like these beautiful, like, black fish, and they were just so vibrantly black. It was so, like, in contrast to the blue of the ocean. It's so pretty. It was so pretty. So they were right there, right when I dove in, and then just immediately I was immersed. Like, I just felt like I was on my own, like I'm in my own little world. However, the instructors were there guiding us and telling us kind of where to swim and where to look. Yes, I did see some beautiful sea turtles, and there's a huge rule: you cannot touch them, otherwise you'd be fined for $10,000 or sent to jail. So yeah, you have to kind of be wary of that. I'm not even sure what the case is if you do it on accident. Like, I don't know what happens. But anyway, yeah, we saw amazing, beautiful, gorgeous turtles. In fact, while I was diving, so we had life jackets. I deflated mine just so I can dive a little deeper and see them a little more up close. Of course, I don't want to get myself in a situation where, oops, I accidentally touched one, like, what now? Am I in trouble or whatever? So, I was careful, but maybe because it was the water so salty, or I'm not that experienced of a diver, I couldn't get that deep, even after like deflating my life jacket, and that kind of sucked. But anyway, as I was diving, I turn around underwater, and I see this turtle just swim right like 2 feet away from me, and it was just so magical. It was amazing just to see them up close, and oh my goodness, like, I'll never forget it. It was really, really nice. I mean, the whole snorkeling experience was about like maybe an hour, 30 minutes getting to the location, and then 30 minutes back. So 2 hours in total, an hour in the water. On our way back, we were lucky enough to see some dolphins. I wish we had swam with them, or I wish we were like in the water while they were there. But what's interesting is they were swimming, but they're also asleep. So apparently, and I think I've known this, that like, yes, I know this. The dolphins sleep like with half of their brain active. So they're able to swim and travel while asleep. It's like kind of like a one eye open while I'm sleeping type of situation, Yeah, so we saw that, and then the third day we went to the Byodo temple, we went hiking, we sat at the beach, I'm trying to think, walked around the mall. We did so much that day, and it started off with a very like pleasant breakfast by the beach, and then originally we were going to hike Diamond Head, and then we were going to do Coco Head, and I heard Coco Head is pretty tough. So then we decided to take Judd Trail, and you end up at the Jackass Pool or Ginger Pool Pond or whatever, but it's like a little waterfall in the mountains. So it's a mile hike, full circle. You get there, you see this beautiful waterfall. People dive from the cliff, and there are like wild chicken roaming around. That was so gorgeous. And then it just kind of reminded me of Jurassic Park, of course. So that was kind of cool too. And we kind of just wanted to escape those, for me at least, this was in my head, even though I couldn't get enough of, those ocean blues, like it's so captivating to just sit there and look at the beach. It's so, so beautiful. I did want to experience Hawaii's greenery, so that's why we took that trail instead. I mean, also, Coco Head, it's like 1,000-step hike, and it's not that bad. It really isn't. It's just, you're in the beating sun, and I've heard like some stories of people passing out, and then you gotta get lifted by a helicopter, and that takes like it costs a lot. So, I didn't want to get myself or my little cousin in a situation where like we both pass out or some shit like that. So We did Judd's and I loved it. There was just so much greenery and it provided the perfect amount of shade and it was cool. We jumped in the water. The water's nice and cool. It was so nice. And someone brought a boom box and they were playing like island style music. I don't know. That was cute. And then we don't go back. Rather, we go to Byodo Temple, and that was an interesting experience. It was very beautiful. A lot of tourists go there, and it's only like $5 per person. And I think they let us in for free anyway. So we were lucky enough to have time to experience it before it closed. And they have this little area of birds and koi fish. What else? And some like lovely folks gave me like bird food for free, and I have it in the video. They were like, "Do you want it?" And I was like, "Me? Really? Are you talking to me?" And I had the chance to feed some birds. Yeah, and I saw a peacock, and we got some coconut water, and it was just relaxing. It was just a really, really nice time. Then we get back, get kind of dressed up for the night, go out, have dinner. The people I hung out with told us about this like beachfront restaurant. They serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's really good food. So we tried that place and it was gorgeous. You get to see the sunset and then have a really good meal. And at night we get shaved ice with like, it has like condensed milk and spirulina and mangoes and popping pearls and jelly. It was just like a concoction of so much, but it's really good. And Zara loved it. So we got it like almost every night we were there. Anyway, so we get that and then sit at the beach at night. And I think that was the time I just went night swimming. Like I just went in my clothes and fuck it, I swim around. But then I saw my shadow and I thought it was a manta ray or something. I thought I was gone, like I was dead, even though I'm pretty sure it wouldn't do anything to me. I immediately ran out, but it was nice. It was nice to experience. The water is definitely much warmer at night. Oh, and then I found some other people along the way, and then I spent time with them later. So I've been social this whole trip. Really, like I was yapping left and right and getting to know people, getting to know tourists, getting to know locals. And then, oh yes, yeah, the fourth day, so I think we did stay 5 days, but like the fourth day we attended this luau. They do it like at the end of every week, I believe. I think I'm mixing my like dates up, but I did get to see a luau. And they tell you about the history of Hawaii and the history of their dance, and it was so moving that like I have a habit of tearing up, you know, anytime I hear anything about injustice. So right before I even had like mist in my eyes, Zara goes like, "Don't cry, please don't cry." And she knows me really well. But nonetheless, I did end up crying just a little bit. At the time when we were attending the luau, you get to see like the sunset in the background and people kind of go crazy for it. It's kind of disrespectful. So during the show, they just got up and started taking pictures of the sunset, and the people like hosting the luau were pretty gracious about it and gave us time to take pictures, but it felt kind of shitty, you know, like I'm just kind of interrupting their thing. Last day wasn't crazy either. I'm not saying like we did a lot on the trip, but it felt very like no hour was wasted, you know, just because there was beauty all around you and there's something to do anytime. Besides that, I think it was a great time for me to unwind and even reflect a little. Like I'm here in Hawaii and I feel so much and I feel so much peace, and you know, life is great, life is full of opportunity, and I've always said this, you know, I've had this realization primarily this year anyways. As anyone would say, nearly anyone, yeah, I would move there. Fuck it, absolutely. I think after I've like achieved so much of what I want in life, I'm definitely gonna take a break, and what better place to take a break for me at least than, you know, Hawaii. So, but I don't wanna, like I say that with some guilt because I'm not sure if they really appreciate tourists moving to their land and, you know, kind of taking over. So anyway, I do think twice about it, but it's just so beautiful and I'm so taken by the scenery and the people, and the locals are so kind. They're willing to have like great conversation. Even like, you know, I sat at the beach alone at night and wrote some poetry, of course. It's just so basic. So I know that I was gonna sound pretty cliche, but I'm comfortable with that. I'm okay with that. I think there's some parts of me that might be unique. I think there's some parts of me that might be super, super basic, and it is what it is. But yeah, no, I wrote poetry about, cause like the whole time I was kind of fighting it, like, no, I wouldn't want to live here. Like, I don't think I can handle it. It's not me. I think I need something a little bit more fast paced than this. And then the last day, I was waiting for Zara to get ready and we were gonna go to dinner. And the last day, I was just like, my feet were in the water and I was like, just enjoying the afterglow of the sunset. It's pretty dim out. And I felt, you know, melancholic. You know, I didn't want to leave. I liked it there. So I don't know what my future holds for me, but certainly I think I do have some plans of maybe going there, staying there for half a year or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But yes, I was gonna talk about summer. I guess the next video I'll talk about summer a little bit more specifically and include clips of my cousins being goofy, and that was just like a lot of wholesome fun. It's not like we did anything insane, but you know, we made memories and we connected a whole bunch. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for your time. I guess I'm pretty much ready. Going back to filming weekly, and I guess I will talk about summer some more because I'm not ready to let go of it, even though we are in fall, which I kind of hate, but whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, thanks. Mwah. Bye.
Oh my God.